My name's Gary Muddyman. I am the Chief Executive of Conversis, a localization provider based in the UK. Well, I think it's been the same since I was in the industry. We need to get on the agenda of the strategists within businesses, and it's happening in some instances now, but nowhere near as frequently as it should do. We've got to make ourselves relevant to strategically to our business partners, or to state it another way, we've got to make them realise how relevant we are. And I think that we've got to do a better job as an industry of getting the message out there. I think we've got individually we've got to all do our bit in terms of trying to make sure that that message gets out and people understand the real importance of language. I'm involved in the UK with trying to increase the importance of language in the education system. There's a particular problem in the UK, it's a particular problem in the US, and it almost is seen as a sort of administrative task that is unimportant. Nothing could be further from the truth. But we're our own worst enemies. We don't send that message out clearly enough in a way that people buy and understand. I think we've got to be brave about it. We rather than being rather apologetic about our presence in, say, the launch of a new product, we've got to be proud about it and actually talk about the value that we're adding. Making sure that clients understand that a poor translation can cost them in some instances millions of dollars in sales in foreign markets. The foreign language versions are as important as the original source and home market. So we've got to make sure that that message is understood. And I don't know any smarter way of doing it, but to keep banging that drum. So I think that we just need to talk louder and clearer about our success stories. There are thousands and thousands of products worldwide that are being actively sold and consumed because somebody somewhere has done a very good localization job, and we need to highlight those successes. What I find is that within all of our clients, certainly, there are always champions who get it. We've got to help them in terms of spreading the word within their own organisations. Give them material so that they can spread the word on our behalf. Because there's always people in there, in any organisation who really do get it, and we've got to support them as best way we can. Well, I think that as an industry we need to be better at analysing our successes and being able to, so things that are actually relevant to the client. So I think we tend to do a project, forget it, and move on to the next one. Well, that's, but the success or failure doesn't transpire for maybe a year, 2 years. I think we need to be more disciplined in going back and saying, well, in 2012 we did this localization project. Now 4 years later, this is the success of that project, that product in that local market. None of us do that because we're too worried about the next one and getting the next one done properly. Well, of course, everything is digital now. It's about digital. The instance of us being required to translate old-fashioned documents and technical manuals and those sort of things are, getting less and less, and more we're involved in websites, apps, video, all of these sort of things, and they continue to change. But the main overriding forces for me are the same as in any other market, and particularly any other services market. People want it cheaper, they want it quicker, and they want to maintain the quality. So they're the challenges that the industry has to face. We've got traditional models of doing these things, business process models to do these things. We need to consistently challenge those because as an industry, we're not quick enough. Well, I think that there's a mixture of machine translation and integrating that with the human model as well, because human translation will continue to be important. This idea that machine will take out, I think machine translation covers stuff that was previously went unlocalized. I don't think it's taking any business away from the human beings that do it. But we've got to find ways through technology of being able to speed up that process so it's more instantaneous than it is at the moment. We have a few new entrants into the market that provide online services and do it quickly, but more often than not that's based on a machine doing the translation. We need to find ways, and if you're going to ask me how, that's the that's the $64,000 question, and we're all searching for that. But we've got to find ways of speeding up that human translation process.